Bonjour, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Vince Ko, and I'm the Global Head of Digital Commerce at Amazon Web Services. Thank you so much for being here today. At AWS, I work with some of the most innovative commerce companies across Europe and worldwide. They're all facing one critical question, right? How do we elevate or improve our customer experience in the age of AI? So today, I'll share some of the most important trends shaping the future of digital commerce. So as you all know, generative AI has evolved so fast over the past few years, right? 2023, which is just 2 years ago, was the experimentation, and it was all about proof of concept. 2024 was about getting into production, right? And then now we're in Q4 2025. The only one question matters, right? Is AI driving the ROI, the real business outcomes? So our enterprise customers, especially in retail and digital commerce, they're also eager to understand the implications of things like Agentic AI, which is distinct from generative AI, but those two are deeply intertwined. So here's what's happening right now and should grab everybody's attention. So AI-driven traffic to commerce sites has exploded almost 12 times in just 8 months, from last July to February this year. These are primarily US-based stats, but when we travel and meet with the customers and our partners, the pattern is global. And most importantly, these AI-driven traffic, they behave differently when they actually are on site. They seem to be much more engaged. They show stronger purchase intent and lower bounce rates. So we're talking about this becoming more of a mainstream adoption across all locations and all demographics. So the question becomes and remains, when AI brings customers to your website, are you ready for their transformed expectations? And if you think about it, this is not just for shopping. Other consumer-facing industries like travel and hospitality, consumer banking, they're also seeing similar or even more explosive growth. Travel has been up 17 times, and retail and banking both are up 12 times. And then if we look at our own number from during Prime Week, during the summertime, we experienced a 33x compared to last year, which is significant. And here's what this means for all of us, right? The traditional playbook of SEO, search engine optimization, and search ranking is fundamentally changing. The AI platforms are capturing the significant search market share, and it's becoming more of a go-to answer engines for customers that provide direct recommendations and even complete transactions, right? I'm sure you've all read about the partnership between OpenAI and Stripe. Amazon, we're going to touch upon a little later. We're working on something as well, and Perplexity with Shopify as well. But the success now depends on being visible, where AI looks for an answer, right? AI is becoming part of everyday digital experiences, regardless of industry. And when people start spending hours of their time, their day on this channel, it naturally becomes a commerce environment, shopping environment. Just like how social media, if you think about it 10 years ago and what happened over time, became social commerce channels, right? But this time, the difference is consumers are adopting this AI technology much, much faster than anything we have seen before. So that means consumers, if not already, we'll soon expect retailers and brands to understand them the way that AI understands them. What I mean by that is the traditional pattern matching is not enough anymore. And this is not about chasing every trend. It's about the recognizing that consumers are changing how they shop, which is basically disrupting the top of the marketing funnel, right, called discovery. So we've been telling our enterprise customers that your job as a retailer or consumer-facing businesses is to make sure to be part of those AI conversations. Otherwise, you're not going to be discovered. So how do we move from basic recommendation to truly understanding intent? It starts with recognizing that the customers think in their journeys, right? Context or outcomes rather than keywords. So I'll walk you through the 3 distinct waves of transformation. So think of this like waves in the ocean. Each one builds on the last one, getting progressively more powerful. Wave 1 is personalization, where most of the companies are already today. But if you think about it, it's still reactive, right? Wave 2 is, we call it predictive commerce, meaning anticipating the customer's needs before they're even expressed by consumers. And wave 3 is what everybody's talking about, which is agentic commerce. Basically, AI working autonomously on behalf of customers. So each of these waves represents a fundamental shift in the customer relationship. So wave 1, most of global retailers and brands are already here, right? So personalized recommendations, things like customized pages, targeted promotions, based on the purchase history. And this works pretty well and drives conversion, right? We all know that. But there's a limitation. You're always reacting to what customers already did. It's looking backwards, not forward. And it is must-have and it is necessary for all companies, but it's no longer sufficient. Wave 2 is where things get interesting. So predictive commerce anticipates entire customer journeys. So what that means is AI is predicting you might need a pair of running shoes before you even start shopping. Understanding your fitness patterns, purchase cycles, seasonal trends, and then also things like visual search that understand context. You might say, I like this jacket, but I need it for freezing cold weather. And then there could be things like proactive delivery. You can position your own inventory before even customer place an order. So what this means is we're moving from asking, what did you buy yesterday, to what will you need going forward. And here's wave 2 in action. On Amazon, when you search for products today, AI doesn't just filter preferences, it anticipates them. So let's say you are a gluten-free snacker. AI can highlight that attribute, that specific attribute of gluten-free, as part of the main title, even when that term is hidden somewhere deep in the back of the descriptions. It pulls out and then make it as a key point, because that's what customers are looking for. But it goes further, predicting when you will restock an item, suggesting alternative options that you haven't even considered. Understanding your dietary needs extend to other categories, right? So this is the shift from reactive filtering to more proactive anticipation, which is happening already right now. Wave 3 is where things get transformed forever in terms of customer experience. So agentic commerce means that AI agents act autonomously, like I said before. So imagine you saying, hey, plan my vacation. And then AI, on behalf of you, will book flights, reserves hotels, arrange car rentals, add things to your calendar, might order like a travel gear, and even arrange pet sitting if you're a pet owner. Basically orchestrating dozens of platforms seamlessly, right? So these agents don't just show options to the customers, they execute the entire journeys, understanding context, comparing alternatives, and completing complex multi-step processes autonomously. So here's a concrete example, Amazon's Buy For Me feature, which is currently in beta. But when customers search for products that Amazon or its third-party sellers does not have or doesn't sell on Amazon, what it does is AI agents will take over that moment completely and navigates the third-party website outside of Amazon for you, find the product, and complete the entire purchase, all while that customer stays on the Amazon application. So what this means is this is more of a cross-platform autonomy, right? End-to-end execution. It's a seamless experience that fundamentally changes commerce boundaries. And this is just the beginning.
I've only seen it like this in a while.
Oh, hey there. So we can just talk now. I'm all ears, figuratively speaking. Ooh. Do you know how to manage my kids' schedules? I noticed a birthday party conflicts with picking up Grandma at the airport. Want me to book her a ride? Billie Eilish is in town soon.
No way.
I can share when tickets are available in your city.
Yes, please.
Got any spring break ideas?
Somewhere not too far. Only if there's a beach and nice weather.
Santa Barbara is great for everyone. I found a restaurant downtown I think you'd like.
What is Santa Barbara known for?
It has great upscale shops and oceanfront dining.
Can you go whale watching?
Absolutely. Want me to book a catamaran tour?
Wow. What's the next step?
Remove the nut holding the cartridge.
Should I get bangs?
You might only love them for a little while.
You're probably right. Make a slideshow of baby Tina. Mom.
What part am I looking for again?
2-inch washers. Your Uber is 2 minutes away.
For real?
Wait, did someone let the dog out today?
I checked the cameras. And yes, in fact, Mozart was just out.
Wow, look at my style. I know you ain't seen it like this in a while. Wow.
So this is Alexa Plus, which is Amazon's next generation AI assistant, which is taking agentic commerce to an entirely new level. And it goes beyond shopping, as you saw from the video. AI autonomously navigates the web, makes reservations, schedules repairs, and manages your smart homes, and orchestrate across thousands of different services. So when customers say, fix my oven, AI handles everything, right? Finding providers, scheduling, paying, and that's a major shift. There's no friction, just intent to action. And Alexa Plus will soon be available to hundreds of millions of Prime members at no additional cost. And now, the question remains for the CX leaders like you guys, is not whether to prepare for this future, it's how you can adapt to meet these quickly changing customer expectations. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, this all sounds great, but how do we actually transform without disrupting our current business? The answer is pretty simple, but powerful. It's all about making progress over perfection. Even Amazon will never get things perfect from day one. We make lots of mistakes until we get to the perfection level. And build on your foundation and lead the transformation. And you can start this by elevating what you already have, move from simple recommendations to things like intelligent personalization that understand context and intent. Then get to the quick wins, right? And see the immediate impact while understanding your existing capabilities. Then scale to more predictive intelligence, anticipate demand, automate reordering, trigger lifecycle moments. Basically, systematic expansion that builds on your early success. And finally, you lead with agentic experiences that autonomously orchestrate entire customer journeys. So this creates long-term competitive advantage. And that's the formula for AI business transformation. You gotta start with where you are, scale what works, and lead where it matters. For the past 20 years or so, commerce leaders learned to react, always responding to what customers tell them, adapting to market changes, and following where demand indicates. But the best companies out there don't just react anymore. They predict. They anticipate needs before they're expressed, forecasting demand before they're even expressed by the customers. And now, the pioneers go beyond prediction, right? They transform not just their business, but the entire meaning of commerce. They don't just serve customers, they create the experiences that customers didn't even know they wanted. So I'll close with this. The future is not about AI replacing humans. It's about the powerful relationship between data, AI, and human creativity, accelerating our ability to create differentiated customer experiences. We're still in the very early years of this technology, there's so much to experiment with. And at AWS, we have solutions targeting this new generation of digital customer experiences. And we are always looking forward to partnering with the CX leaders like you guys and taking things to the next level. Thank you for listening.